Hey, welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam and I'm outside. The answer to the question is, I believe so. The question I was asked, because I just mentioned it the other day in a video, is there a difference between forest bathing and forest therapy? As a gift, Global Institute of Forest Therapy and Nature Connection Guide, I was trained to invite practitioners, guests, clients, if you will, to spend some time in the forest being guided through a series of immersive sensory invitations, following a curriculum to improve their health, to improve their well-being, manage cortisol production, relieve anxiety, depression, lower their blood pressure, regulate heart rhythms, provide focus, better sleep, and with the introduction of phytoncides. Phytoncides are the byproduct. It is a compound, essential oil, if you will, released as a part of photosynthesis from coniferous trees, especially this time of year. Now, trees do communicate through the mycorrhizal network in the growth season, but when it is permafrost, when it's really cold out, there's no activity in the roots. But coniferous trees still providing photosynthesis, still active, growing as it were, they communicate with their essential oils, communicating messages to other trees. Hey, I got something eating me. Prepare yourselves. I'm lacking some nitrogen. Do you have anything to spare? So stuff like that. Now, it's those phytoncides that help with the difference. So, forest bathing, let's just start with that. The direct translation, forest bathing, is from the Japanese word Shinrin Yoku. Shinrin Yoku was first introduced to us back in the 1980s, when the first doctor wrote the word nature as a prescription. In the 1980s, there was a technological boom, a tech boom, if you will, and Japan was at the forefront. Thousands of eager young business people competing so aggressively in the new technological boom that the only way to get ahead in the industry was to put in the time. That's how you climb the corporate ladder, which meant that, for some of these really ambitious young people, they would live, eat, sleep, work all day. Yeah, I work the most, I work the hardest, I must be the most worthy. But you can only sustain that for so long. So it became literally a pandemic. There were so many young professionals in corporate Japan, they were dying of stress, work-related stress. Japanese government decided that they had to do something about it. So they put in a lot of research, dove right into it. How can we stop this? Well, one of the first things they did was they invited companies to ask people to actually take their breaks and to leave their offices to eat. Took away vending machines. So your manager's job was to make sure that you actually left, stopped working. So a little bit more management, put in some quotas for hours. And when people were invited to leave, what's amazing about the infrastructure, the social engineering of major city centers in Japan is that they are surrounded. They are based on and around ancient temples where there is examples, well cared for, examples from nature, everything you could imagine from all over the land, but not just growing specimens. Yeah, trees, grasses, ferns, flowers, but that invited insects, birds, and other living things. It was a sanctuary. And when you take somebody who is stressed and you give them that outlet, things start to change. So, Shinrin Yoku, forest bathing, was a prescription. And that's all it was. The doctor said, you're stressed, it's going to kill you. Go outside 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, minimum. Now, that'll get you so far, but you get results. That's the prescription. And of course, you and I are wondering, I get it. How? So that's where forest therapy comes in. It's the how. So forest bathing, prescription, you got to do it yourself. Just sit, be quiet, be still, no technology, breathe, listen, smell, touch. 20 minutes. But it might take you some time to get there, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to get at a place where you're comfortable doing that. You can add a couple minutes. So forest therapy is where a practitioner who's trained will actually follow a curriculum, help get you there more quickly, more deeply. And the benefits, because it does take a couple hours to go through an actual forest therapy experience, they're much deeper. The healing is more complete. And when we add phytoncides, which is something that is more specifically connected with coniferous trees, not solely, but specifically, we get a different kind. See, the phytoncides connect with our own immune system. It's part of the tree's immune system. It's antibacterial, antifungal. And when we absorb that, when we breathe it in, when it lands in our eyeballs, when it's in our sinuses, it connects with our own immune system. And it's studied that it actually connects with those aspects of our body that manage and control cortisol production. Cortisol is the stress hormone. So with enough phytoncides, we actually see a boost in NK cell development. NK, natural killer cells, things that manage tumor production, scar tissue repair, cancers. So phytoncides, those essential oils, right? Now, some are more potent than others. And what I loved about taking my training with GIFT is that GIFT's core philosophy was to take a traditional Japanese practice and from the 1980s and put a little science behind it. It's a Canadian organization, and their plan, their hope, is that we can invite Canadians to participate in forest therapy, so that we can study the effects of Canadian phytoncides on Canadian stress and to see how they are relative. Are they more potent? Are they less potent? And it's that science that really hooked me. And forest bathing is something that has been around for a long time. We all know it. We all feel it, right? I work in outdoor education 25 years, and like nature calms the savage beast, right? That child who cannot conform, cannot sit still, just has other learning needs. Well, get them outside and they are a different little person. I was a different little person. I am a different little person. I'm supposed to be outside. So that is the difference between forest bathing and forest therapy. Forest bathing, something you can do on your own, but you can be very effective. You can be very efficient if you have a little more information. You don't have to think about it if you participate in forest therapy, because the forest is the therapist, but it's the guide that has the curriculum and that is going to open the doors to that therapy. All right. So I hope that helps answer some questions. But it all starts by going outside. Hey, if you can find some coniferous trees, even better. Bird song, that's got some healing benefits. The sound of water. So yeah, Solitudes CDs. And man, they made a lot of money making people feel good because they surrounded themselves with those sounds. We're hardwired for it. It's calming, it's relaxing, takes away cortisol, and that's what it's all about. I did link a video, hopefully I'll attach it, about those happy chemicals, the ones that are different. So please go outside, find some trees, start with 20 minutes, a couple days a week, really helps. All right, see you soon.